And good afternoon, everybody. We'd like to welcome you to Columbus High School, where we have got the GHSA 2A quarterfinal matchup between the Ringgold Tigers taking on the Columbus Blue Devils here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Winner goes to the Final Four. How is everybody doing? We are excited about this matchup, as the Georgia High School Association is a voluntary nonprofit organization composed of over 450 public and private high schools. The GHSA administers regulations for region and state competition in 19 sports and 2 activities. Founded in 1908, the GHSA strives to promote good sportsmanship, participant safety, and fair play among its member schools. For more information, visit ghsa.net. Follow at official GHSA on X, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. The Georgia High School Association would like to thank its corporate partners for their valuable support of high school athletics and activities. Alpha Insurance, Georgia Electric Membership Corporation, Gatorade, Wilson, BSN Sports, Atlanta Hawks, Mizuno, Atlanta Braves, Subway, Sport Medicine South, Atlanta Track Club, NFHS Network, Regions Bank, Max Prep, GoFan, and Georgia Public Broadcasting. All right, let's get ready to play some volleyball. We've got volleyball playoff action here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. It's going to be a great day for some volleyball in the GHSA. Columbus trying to get back to the Final Four, taking on the number 6 seed Ringgold, and already in this tournament, the number 1 seed has gone down, and that was Harlem. Lost to the number 32 seed Morgan County in a rare Salem. No, yep. Morgan County actually, so they had the bracket wrong. All right, Morgan County does advance against Salem. So trying to figure that one out. I think they had the score wrong on that, but that is okay because we've got the number 3 seed Columbus taking on the number 6 seed Ringgold. Franklin County is taking on Sonoraville as Burke County goes down. So Morgan County, the top seed, is still alive. They are taking on Pike County. And then we have Savannah Arts taking on Hart County. And here we go. Columbus is going to start the serve off, and we are ready to go in this one. It's a quarterfinal underway, and that's going to be an ace for Lauren Myers. Or Emma Sikora, rather. I had to make sure to get that name right. Sikora. And that's going to be another point for Columbus. Quickly 2-0. There's Emma Sikora. And that's going to be another ace. That's 3 aces in a row for the Lady Blue Devils. And that goes into the net. Sets it. Parsons. That's going to be a point for Ringgold. Sadie Pritchard on the serve. And Pritchard will continue. And what a kill by number 24. That is Alana Yarger. Quickly, Ringgold has tied it up at 3. And that's going to be an ace. That's 4 straight points by Ringgold. Sadie Pritchard on the serve. And that's 5 straight points, Sadie Pritchard. Parsons gets the bump over and out of bounds. Pritchard, 6 straight points. Sikora sets it up. Sydney Hicks. Columbus gets the point. And Kiara Parsons, who leads the team with digs per set. Back to serve. Trying to save it. Got to get it over, and they do. Sets, trying to block it. Deflected. The libero gets it. Parsons. Good volley here by Ringgold. Sikora. Parsons gets it over. And blocked. And that goes in for a point for Ringgold. Quickly, the Tigers out of Ringgold lead 7-4. And they will get the serve back, and Alana Yargner will be on to serve. Goes Din. And how about that play by Katie Shear? And Columbus will get the serve. It's now 7-5. And back to serve is Mariana Oliverdes. Sets. And that goes in to the net on Columbus's side. Ringgold takes the 8-5 lead here in the first set. Kaylee Carpenter back to serve for the Lady Tigers. Oh, what a block. Hicks, libero with a bump. Blocked again, and another point for Ringgold. Carpenter will continue to serve. Line drive coming in. And an ace for Carpenter. Din saving it. Sikora, Katie Shear gets it over. Sikora trying to save it. Din with a bump. Hicks slams it. Good volley by Ringgold. Getting it over. Oliverdes. Sikora, Lauren Myers gets it over. Sets. Trying to block it. Din with a bump on that back line. Sikora, Hicks slams it. Sydney Hicks with a big kill, and it's 10-6. Columbus getting the serve. Got a sub coming in. That's going to be Naomi Walls, who's going to be back to serve for Columbus, who went to the Final Four last year. They're led by their head coach, Carson Lay, trying to get back to the Final Four. Shear. That's on the line. What a play by Katie Shear. And it is 10-7. Walls back to serve. Good play. Reardon. Shear. What a block. Din with a bump. Reardon. Or Sikora. And a block. That's in. Ringgold leads 11-7. Checking in will be Holly Bowie. Bowie with the bump. Sikora Myers. Myers with a block. That's going to be net interference. Columbus is going to get the point. And Katie Shear is going to go back to serve. Kara Parsons checks back into the game. The libero is Oliverdes, who's wearing the black jersey for the Lady Blue Devils. Shear on the serve. Shear with the bump. Sikora. Oh, what a move. Got to get it over. This got to communicate. Kara Parsons with the slam. Kara Parsons cuts the Ringgold lead to 2. And Shear will be back there to continue to serve. It's Georgia Alabama Sports Live, as this is the GHSA 2A quarterfinal matchup. Oliverdes. Myers. How about Lauren Myers? Columbus trails by 1. It's 11-10. Shear back to serve. That line drive coming in. Setting it up. Putting it down. Shear with a bump. Sikora. Parsons. Trying to stay with it. And a good play by Ringgold. They now lead by 2. What a play by Lauren Maloney, who's going to go back to serve for the Tigers. With a 2-point lead here in the first set. Sikora. And might have been some miscommunication. Maloney continuing to serve. Din with a bump. Sikora. Parsons. Deflected. Out of bounds. Point Columbus. Kara Parsons stepping up big here in this first set. They trail by 2, and now the libero for Columbus is coming on to serve. That's Jaslyn Watts. Din. Oh, what a block there by Sikora. Deflected, but it's going to be Ringgold's point. As it went out of bounds, Ringgold now leads 14-11. And back to serve will be Olivia Jackson. Din with a bump. Sikora. Hicks blocked. Staying with it. Blocked again. Sets. Din, that back line. Keeping it in play. And it goes out of bounds. 15-11 is the score here in the first set. Trying to keep it in play. Din with a bump. Sikora gets it over. That's going to be an illegal hit. This is the largest lead of the game for Ringgold. We got a timeout. We're going to take one too. Ringgold leading Columbus 16-11 in the first set of the GHSA 2A quarterfinals. Live here at Columbus High School. Back after this on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Houlihan's served handcrafted dishes made just the way you like them. Juicy burgers, sizzling steaks, crisp salads, and shareable appetizers set the table for every appetite. Relax with friends, celebrate special moments, or enjoy a casual night out. Hula Hands delivers great food, great drinks, and great times. With 2 locations in Columbus, downtown at the Marriott Hotel and on Sidney Simons Boulevard at the Doubletree Hotel.
Welcome back to Columbus High. As Olivia Jackson back to serve for Ringgold. Ringgold, the number 6 seed, defeated Shaw in the second round in 3 sets. And that's going to be an ace for Olivia Jackson. And Ringgold out to a 17-11 lead against Columbus. And that goes out of bounds. Back to serve will be Emma Sikora, who started the game serving. That line drive coming in, trying to keep it in play as Ringgold. The bump. Sikora, Parsons, trying to save it, and Ringgold does. They get it over. Oh, what a dig, but that's not going to matter because Ringgold is going to get a point. Got to give credit, though, to make the effort. Layla Norell on the dig. It's 18-12. And back to serve will be Sadie Pritchard. Watts, the bump. Parsons, not stopping that one. Kiera Parsons, aggressive on that front line, and she was going to go back to serve. And it's going to go out of bounds. Parsons getting the point. There was Alana Yeager on the serve, but Columbus is going to get the point, and they're going to get the ball back. And back to serve is Mariana Oliverdes. Sets. Yeah, it's going to be blocked, but it's going to be on Columbus's side. Sikora, Myers, setting it up. Back line, you got to get to it, and they can't. Ringgold trying to close out this first set. Ringgold comes in with a 32-11 record. They were 7-1 in region play. They are led by their head coach, Ashley Boren. Sikora. Shear, nice dig by the libero. Den with a bump. Sikora with a bump. Myers trying to stay with it. What a block by Myers. Another block. That was by Shear. Watts trying to save it. Sikora. Shear gets it over. Got a good rally here. And that's going to be a point for Ringgold. Ringgold, the number 6 seed, taking on the number 3 seed Columbus. Sikora. Watts gets it over. Watts. Shear. And Katie Shear. Columbus not done yet in this set. They trail 22-15. They try to make their comeback. Ringgold 2 points away from taking the first set. Back to serve as Emmeline Sink. Den, nice dig. Oh, what a play there by Jocelyn Watts. Sets, blocked, trying to save it, trying to get to it. That's going to be more than 3 hits. Set point coming up for Ringgold. Got quite a crowd that made the trip from North Georgia. That's in, and Ringgold takes the first set off an ace. They win the first set, 25-15. We'll step aside and take a break as we get ready for set number 2 as you're watching the GHSA 2A quarterfinals on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Imagine making your dreams a reality, achieving your goals and aspirations, and having a financial partner that understands your dreams never sleep. At Kinetic Credit Union, we're more than just a bank. We're 40,000 members strong, with local service, personal connections, and a nationwide network. Leading-edge technology to help you make financial decisions easier, smarter, and safer. We are Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams. Imagine.
And welcome back here to Columbus High. Ringgold takes the first set of this GHSA quarterfinals. I want to thank Marvin James and the GHSA for allowing us to live stream this to get the contract, and want to thank the athletic director of the Columbus Blue Devils, Coach Danielle McCoy, as we have partnered with the GHSA on several broadcasts in the past, and appreciate the Columbus Athletic Booster Club as well. But Columbus finds themselves down 1 set. If they want to try to come back, they've got to get more aggressive with that front line with Kiara Parsons and Katie Shear. Of course, Taylor Myers. Those are the top players on that front line. Kiara Parsons leading the team with 3 kills per set. Jaslyn Watts, the libero, with 4.6 digs per set. And Taylor Myers with 86 blocks. Emma Sikora, who started off serving, is leading the team with 115 aces. But Ringgold is going to serve first. Back to serve is going to be Olivia Jackson. And here we go with set number 2. Good block. Nice dig there by Watts. Sydney Hicks gets it over, but that's going to be an illegal hit. So in postseason volleyball at the GHSA, you got to win 3 sets. Regular season in the GHSA, you win 2 sets. It's a little bit different in postseason volleyball. It's Olivia Jackson back to serve. Sikora. Kiera Parsons. How about that kill? It's 1-1. And Emma Sikora leading the team with 115 aces are going to be back to serve. And that's out. Very close. Sadie Pritchard now on to serve for Ringgold. And Sadie Pritchard has got an ace. Trying to save it with Sikora. Sydney Hicks getting it over. Nice block. That was Oliverdes. And that's going to be Columbus point. Legal hit by Ringgold. Katie Shear coming into the game. And Sophie Din on to serve. Libero with a bump. Getting it over. That is on the line. Very close, but Ringgold gets the point. And back to serve. Alana Yeager. Line drive coming in. That's going to be Columbus point as it was on Ringgold's side. And Mariana Oliverdes now back to serve. Sikora, Din with a bump. Shear, that's going to go out of bounds. Kaylee Carpenter is going to serve for Ringgold. Line drive coming in. Shear with a bump. Sikora. Sydney Hicks. Nice dig. Trying to block it. Good dig there by Din. Shear with a bump. Sets. Getting it over, and Ringgold coming out in this second set. Kill by Briley Gann. Crane sets. And that's out of bounds. Another close play, but Columbus gets the point. They trail 6-4. And back to serve, Naomi Walls. There's a bump. And blocked by Taylor Myers. Columbus trails by 1. Walls back to serve. Setting it up. And Ringgold able to get the point. The libero for Ringgold is Kinsley Killingsworth, who's wearing the white jersey. Watts with the bump. Shear. Being patient with it. And Myers blocked. Shear is blocked again. Setting it up. And that is going to be a kill for Briley Gann. Ringgold takes the 8-5 lead. And back to serve is Sadie Pritchard. Watts with a bump. Sikora was able to get it over. Slams it, but it's going to be blocked on Columbus's side. It's a good play there by Lauren Maloney. Walls reared in. Oh, what a dig there by the libero. And a block. That was Sikora. Sets. Myers. Taylor Myers with the kill. Score is 9-6. It's Katie Shear back to serve for Columbus. Columbus ended up winning the region, going undefeated, trying to get back to the Final Four. That was a good dig by Killingsworth. Watts with a bump. Sikora. Parsons. Killingsworth with a bump. Ringgold trying to save it, and they do. Watts. Nice dig. And Watts gets it. Oh, what a play there by Jocelyn Watts. Placed it right on that deep part where most of Ringgold's players were playing in the front line. Shear back to serve. Blocked. Goes into the net. Columbus trails by 1. Timeout, Ringgold. It's 9-8 here in the second set as Columbus trying to even it up at 1 apiece. Back after this on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And we are back here at Columbus High School. Richard Holdridge here on the broadcast. It's the GHSA 2A quarterfinals. Ringgold leading Columbus 9-8. Katie Shear back to serve. For those of you who don't know where Ringgold is, right on the Tennessee border. It is maybe 10 minutes away from Chattanooga. Probably the most northern part of Georgia that you can get to. And that's going to go out of bounds. Back to serve for Ringgold is Lauren Maloney. Wells. Maloney gets an ace. So a good job by Ringgold after the timeout, getting 2 points. Watts with a bump. Sikora. Myers. Taylor Myers. Gets it. Columbus trails by 1. The libero, Jocelyn Watts, back to serve. Setting it up, blocked, bump by Wells. And how about that play by Emma Sikora? And we're tied at 10. And Ringgold plays it. Gann. Out of bounds. Columbus takes the lead. Watts back to serve. Killingsworth with a bump. Getting it blocked. Oh, what a dig! And there's a point for Ringgold, but you got to give credit to Layla Norrell. It looked like it was going to be a sure point. But Ringgold going to get the serve. Olivia Jackson. All tied up at 11. Jackson. Wells with a bump. Sikora. Oliverdes. Nice dig by Watts. Parsons keeps it in play. Sikora gets it over. The bump. Putting it down. Parsons with a dig. Norrell with a dig. Parsons gets it over. Setting it up. Crane. Oh, what a dig there by Watts. Parsons. Oh, and it's blocked. That was a great play by Alana Yarger with the block. Ringgold takes the 1-point lead. Watts trying to keep it in play with Sikora. Parsons. Parsons with the kill. We're all tied up at 12. Now Emma Sikora. And Emma Sikora with the ace. Sadie Pritchard could not handle it. And that's why she's got 115 aces on the season. Sikora back to serve. And that is in, and that's back-to-back aces. She started the first set off getting the first 3 points. However, Ringgold just got a lot of breaks, and they were able to take that first set. Setting it up. Nice dig by Watts. Norrell. And that goes into the net. And it's 14-13. Sadie Pritchard back to serve for Ringgold. Norrell with a bump. Sikora. Sydney Hicks. Sydney Hicks gets Columbus the point with a 2-point lead. It's Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Like the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube. Den on to serve. Crane sets. And how about that? As Alana Yarger. Ringgold now trails by 1. And Yarger is going to be back to serve for the Lady Tigers. Hicks with a bump. Sydney Hicks. Sydney Hicks. There's Watts on the bump, and Sydney Hicks gets the kill, and Columbus now leads by 2 here in the second set, trying to even it up. Mariana Oliverdes back to serve. Killingsworth with a bump. Crane sets. And just could not get it over was number 14, Lauren Maloney. 17-14 Columbus. Oliverdes to serve. Crane with a bump. Blocked. Taylor Myers. 4-point lead for the Lady Blue Devils. Killingsworth with a bump. Crane sets. Getting it over. Nice dig there by Shear. Hicks couldn't quite get it over the net. Ringgold now trails by 3. Back to serve is Kaylee Carpenter. Ringgold trying to go up 2-0. Columbus trying to split it at 1. Bump by Shear. Katie Shear. Oh, what a dig. Sikora, Myers, Carpenter saving it. Getting it over. Good bump by Din on that back line. The bump by Shear. Crane sets. And how about that play by Ringgold's number 10, Emmeline Sink. It's 18-16. And Kaylee Carpenter will continue to serve. Watts. Myers. That's going to be more than 3 hits. Columbus now leads 19-16 here in the second set. Wells back to serve. Setting it up. And that's going to be a Ringgold point. It was a good play by Lauren Maloney to get credit for the kill. And Pritchard with the ace. So Lauren Maloney leads Ringgold with 2.6 kills per set. It's Watts. Getting it over is Shear. That is going to be a point for Columbus. Very close, but it was right on the line. Katie Shear back to serve. Columbus trying to tie this one up at 1. Here on the bump, and that goes into the net. And we got ourselves a timeout. 21-18. We'll step aside and take 1-2 as you're watching the GHSA 2A Volleyball Quarterfinals on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live wants to say thank you to Zaxby's for their continued partnership with us for over the last couple of years since we started this. Your partnership has meant the world for us to give you premier coverage for all the local sporting events around the Chattahoochee Valley area. And specifically, I want to thank Judson Humphreys, my good friend, and the Phoenix City location, being with us from the very beginning, man.
Absolutely. Well, we just appreciate what y'all do in the community for these student athletes, and we just want to be a part of it.
Whether it's tailgating, parties, or you just want a quick bite to eat, come to the Phoenix City Zaxby's location and tell them.
Welcome back. Shear on the serve. Ringgold's got to get it over. There's a bump. Sikora. Parsons, that's too far. A good job by Ringgold getting patient. And back to serve is going to be Lauren Maloney. Parsons gets it over. Maloney with a bump. Gann blocked. Ringgold not done yet here in this second set. They trail by 1. Maloney back to serve. Sikora with a bump. Parsons. Parsons with the kill. Kiara Parsons makes it 22-20. And the libero, Jocelyn Watts, will be back for Columbus. There's a line drive coming in. Pritchard blocked. Oliverdes. Columbus 2 points away from evening it up. They dropped the first set. They're 2 points away, tying it up. And that goes into the net. And Ringgold stays alive in this second set. They got a chance to cut into this lead. Remember, you played at 25, you got to win by 2. Here's the bump. Getting it over. Oliverdes. Set point coming up for the Lady Blue Devils. And Emma Sikora is going to be back to serve for Columbus. Trying to save it. Getting it over. Norrell with a bump. Nice block. Good dig there by Watts. Parsons gets it over. Crane sets. Blocked. Nice dig there by Watts. Sikora sets. Parsons. And Parsons with the exclamation point. Columbus ties it up at 1. We'll be back with the third set. We're all knotted up at 1 here in the 2A GHSA quarterfinals on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Hello, everybody. This is DJ Jones with the Sports Vision's morning show for the best in local, regional, and national sports news. Weekdays from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m.
You can find the Sports Vision's morning show on Facebook, YouTube. Also, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify by typing in the Sports Vision's morning show, and download the Sports Vision's radio app right now in your app store today.
We are the only live and local sports talk show in East Alabama, West Central Georgia. Sports Vision 92.1. We are your hometown sports guys.
And welcome back here to Columbus High School. It's the GHSA 2A quarterfinals. Columbus, the 3rd seed, trying to reach the Final Four for the 2nd straight year. Taking on Ringgold, the number 6 seed. Ringgold defeated Shaw in the 2nd round of the GHSA 2A playoffs. And we'll take a look at the bracket in just a bit. Remember, they have power rankings in 2A. They don't have the GHSA universal coin flip. Columbus is at home because they are the number 3 seed, as they defeated Therrell and Appling County to get here. Ringgold defeated Tech Career and Shaw to get here. Franklin County's taking on Sonoraville. We also have Savannah Arts, who defeated Columbus in the Final Four last year, taking on Hart County. And then we got the number 1 overall seed, Morgan County, taking on Pike County over in Zebulon. That's actually at Morgan County, as they are the overall number 1 seed. By the way, we've got 3 teams from Columbus in the 2nd round of the softball playoffs tomorrow. Columbus is going to be here. Randy Jordan Field taking on Callaway. Shaw is taking on Crisp County at Shaw, and then Hardaway's on the road in Zebulon taking on Pike County, as they are trying to punch their ticket to South Commons. Winner of this game will play in the Final Four. It will be at Pope High School. The championship will be at Lake Point. The other bracket will be at Providence. And Columbus will serve this time. Emma Sikora back to serve, leading the team with 115 aces. Line drive coming in, the bump by Killingsley. Crane sets, blocked, Sikora. Watts with a bump. Parsons, a nice volley, it's going out of bounds. And when Parsons slams it like that, you just got to watch out for the volley, because sometimes you can't control it, and it's just going to fly anywhere. And a good job by Columbus to make sure it went out of bounds. There's a bump, set it up, Durrell. Sikora. Parsons with the kill. That's back-to-back kills for Kiara Parsons, and Columbus off to a good start here in this third set. Sikora. And the bump. Crane with a bump. Norrell with a bump. Parsons. That was actually 3 hits. Sydney Hicks. How about Sydney Hicks giving Columbus the 3-0 lead? And Sikora with the ace. Columbus up 4-0. Ringgold wants a timeout. We'll take one too, as you're watching the GHSA 2A quarterfinals live from Columbus High School. Back after this on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. We are back here at Columbus High School. Emma Sikora back to serve. Carpenter setting it up. Sydney Hicks. That's going to be out of bounds. You can hear the Ringgold crowd just getting fired up about that one. Oliverdes, Parsons, Killingsworth rather, Oliverdes, Crane. How about that play by Emmeline Sink, and it's now 4-2. And Sadie Pritchard back to serve for Ringgold. And that's going to be out of bounds. It's 1-1 here in the third set. Ringgold took the first set 25-15. Columbus was able to take set number 2. Sophie Din back to serve. And that's going to go out of bounds. Alana Yarger is going to serve for Ringgold. Hicks with a bump. Sikora. Shear. Oh, what a block. Getting it over. The bump by Yarger. Crane sets. Nice dig there by Sikora. Shear blocked. That was number 14, Lauren Maloney. And Ringgold trails by 1. Yarger back to serve. Sikora with a bump. Sikora sets. Oliverdes. Crane sets. Blocked. Oliverdes and Sydney Hicks were both there. Probably give Oliverdes the credit for the block. And it's 6-4. Back to serve, Oliverdes. Killingsworth with a bump. Crane sets. Getting it over is Maroney. Taylor Myers. Carpenter blocked on Columbus's side. That was a good kill play by Lauren Maloney. She leads the team in that department, and it's 6-5. And Kaylee Carpenter back to serve for Ringgold. Watts with a bump. Sikora. Shear. Nice dig there by Killingsworth, but Columbus comes up with a point. And Wells back to serve. Killingsworth with a bump. And getting it over, Emmeline Sink. And it's now 7-6. And Emmeline Sink, the sophomore, is going to be back to serve for Ringgold. Nice dig there by Sikora, but that's going to be an ace for Emmeline Sink, and we're all tied at 7. It's a crucial third set for both teams. Whoever comes out of this one with a 2-1 lead is going to have a huge advantage. As Shear, that's going to be out of bounds. And Sink is going to continue on. The bump by Den. Sikora. Myers gets it over. Crane. It's blocked. That's going to be on Ringgold's side. They got a 2-point lead. Good job there by Lauren Maloney. Watts setting it up, and how about Lauren Maloney giving Ringgold a 3-point lead. And Columbus wants a timeout. We'll take one too as you're watching the GHSA 2A Volleyball Quarterfinals live from Columbus on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
For the big, for the small, the short, and the tall. Peacemakers, risk takers. For the optimists, pessimists, exhibitionists. For long distance love. For the farsighted, nearsighted. For introverts and extroverts. For the thinkers and the doers. For old friends. Coca-Cola. For everyone.
And we are back here, the third set. It's all tied up at 1. Ringgold has got a 10-7 lead. Emmeline Sink back to serve. Sikora and Taylor Myers slams it home for Columbus. Parsons back to serve. Nice to see the Columbus softball team here. supporting the volleyball team as they got a big game against Callaway tomorrow. Crane sets. And Maroney is out of bounds. Columbus now trails by 1. Killingsworth with a bump. Maroney, nice dig there by Wells. Myers, that's going to be on a point for Columbus. That was on Ringgold's side. It's kind of hard to tell, but the ref gives Columbus the point, and we're tied at 10. There's a bang play. The bump by Crane. Pritchard. Parsons with a bump. Crane. Maroney blocked, out of bounds. Ringgold gets the point. And Maroney is going to be back to serve for Ringgold. And that's out of bounds. The libero, Jocelyn Watts, is going to be back to serve for Columbus. Crane sets. Nice block. Getting it over. The bump. Crane sets. Blocked, deflected, and that's going to be a point for Ringgold. A good play by Alana Yarger to give Ringgold a 1-point lead. And now Briley Gann is going to be back to serve for Ringgold. Watts with a bump. Sikora. Oliverdes. The bump by Pritchard. Parsons with the bump. Kiera Parsons ties it up for Columbus. She was the Region Player of the Year. And now Emma Sikora is going to serve. Hollingsworth, Crane, setting it up. Parsons with a bump. Sikora, Sydney Hicks, nice dig by Killingsworth. Setting it up, Oliverdes. Crane sets. Carpenter. Watts sets. Sydney Hicks getting it over. An illegal hit by Ringgold. Columbus takes the 1-point lead. And Sikora has a chance here for Columbus. And that was almost a nice dig by Killingsworth. Carpenter blocked by Sydney Hicks. And that fires up the crowd. It's 14-12. Sikora. And that goes out of bounds. Back to serve is Natalie Crane. Norrell. Parsons, nice dig. Blocked, saving it is Watts. Hicks goes into the net. All knotted up at 14. Crane to serve. Parsons. That goes out of bounds. Ringgold trailed by 2. They now lead by 1. Oliverdes. Hicks gets it over. Crane sets. Carpenter. Norrell. The bump from behind the back by Parsons. Crane sets it up. Good job protecting. Out of bounds. Just trying to position it to where they're not, and this Ringgold team is very patient. Olivares. Sikora. Blocked. Olivares gets it over. Good job there. That's going to be a point for Columbus, and a good job by Olivares to not touch the net. And the Ringgold coach thought it might have been net interference, but did not touch the net at all with her body. She's just able to get it over. And a good job there. Dan with a bump. Sikora blocked. Oh, good job there by Olivares, but it's deflected. And Ringgold's got a 2-point lead. And back to serve will be Alana Yarger. Olivares with a bump. Sikora. Sydney Hicks blocked. That's an illegal hit by Watts. Ringgold with a 3-point lead. Ringgold trying to close this one out. Go up 2-1. As the winner will advance to the semifinals, which will be played at Pope High School this weekend. Shear blocked. Good job by Ringgold to get it over. Nice dig there by Watts. Sikora, Shear, and that's blocked, and that's going to be deflected and goes out of bounds. And we got Taylor Myers checking back into the game for Columbus. Olivares out of bounds. Carpenter is going to be back to serve for Ringgold. Watts with a bump. Sikora sets. Taylor Myers. And that's going to be a point for Ringgold as they hit 20. They now lead 20-16. We're going to take a timeout as you're watching the GHSA 2A quarterfinals on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live wants to say thank you to Zaxby's for their continued partnership with us for over the last couple of years since we started this. Your partnership has meant the world for us to give you premier coverage for all the local sporting events around the Chattahoochee Valley area. And specifically, I want to thank Judson Humphreys, my good friend, and the Phoenix City location, being with us from the very beginning, man.
Absolutely. Well, we just appreciate what y'all do in the community for these student athletes, and we just want to be a part of it.
Whether it's tailgating, parties, or you just want a quick bite to eat, come to the Phoenix City Zaxby's location and tell them Georgia Alabama.
And we are back. Carpenter to serve. Den with a bump. Hicks. That's out of bounds. Sikora, Myers, and that goes out of bounds off of Ringgold. That will be Columbus's point, and they get the serve. Wells is going to check back into the game. Coach Lay trying to just get a fresh rotation of players in there. Wells to serve. Killingsworth with a bump. Getting it over. And that's going to be a point for Columbus. What a play there by Katie Shear. And I'm not sure if Ringgold thought that was an illegal hit and so they didn't play it. It looked like they just stopped the play. Killingsworth trying to get it over. And what a dig. That was an incredible save by Columbus. And that goes out of bounds. Columbus trails by 2 here in the third set. A crucial set for both teams. Wells to serve. Killingsworth with a bump. Setting it up. There we go. Shear. Shear, that's in. What a play by Katie Shear. Timeout. Columbus trails by 1 here in the third set. Back after this on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Georgia Alabama Sports Live wants to say thank you to Zaxby's for their continued partnership with us for over the last couple years since we started this. Your partnership has meant the world for us to give you premier coverage for all the local sporting events around the Chattahoochee Valley area. And specifically, I want to thank Judson Humphreys, my good friend, and the Phoenix City location being with us from the very beginning, man.
Absolutely. Well, we just appreciate what y'all do in the community for these student athletes, and we just want to be a part of it.
Whether it's tailgating, parties, or you just want a quick bite to eat, come to the Phoenix City Zaxby's location and tell them Georgia Alabama Sports Live and Thrift sent you. Thank you again to Judson Humphreys and Zaxby's for our continued partnership on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
And we are back. Columbus on the serve, trailing by 1. Oh, good play. Keeping it in play was Ringgold. Den with a bump. Sikora. Katie Shear. Shear. Being relentless. Nice dig there by Watts. Oh, what a play. Ringgold keeps it in play. Myers. Shear gets it over. An incredible volley. Sikora sets. Shear gets it over. And Ringgold coming up with the point. Lauren Maloney gives Ringgold a 2-point lead. Yeah, back to serve is Emmeline Sink. Watts with a bump. Sikora sets. Myers gets it over. Crane. That's going to go out of bounds. 22-21. Kiera Parsons going to check back into the game for the Lady Blue Devils. Well rested Parsons on that front line, leading the team with 3 kills per set. Region Player of the Year. Shear to serve. Killingsworth with a bump. And trying to get that dig, and Ringgold was able to get the point. Lauren Maloney is back to serve. Watts with a bump. Parsons. Maloney with a bump. Setting it up is Pritchard. Nice dig there by Wells. Pritchard trying to block it. Good dig by Watts. And a dig, could not come up with it. It will be set point for Ringgold. Ringgold 1 point away from going up 2-1. Yarger back to serve. The bump by Wells, setting it up. Myers! Taylor Myers, I needed that point. If Columbus wants to win this set, they're going to have to win by 2, which means they would have to get to 26. Watts to serve. Good job by Ringgold to keep it in play. Setting it up. Sikora. Parsons. Deflected. Killingsworth gets it. The bump. Pritchard. Blocked. Parsons with a dig, and Ringgold wins the third set to take a 2-1 series lead here in this quarterfinals. Columbus is on the brink of elimination. We get ready for set number 4 as you are watching the GHSA 2A quarterfinals live from Columbus High School on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Are you looking for a powerful new Chevrolet or GMC truck and a great deal? Check them out side by side at Glenn Smith in Opelika. Take your choice of new Chevrolet and GMC 1500 trucks discounted up to $12,000 off. Chevy and GMC heavy duty trucks discounted up to $7,000 off. People from all over the USA save at Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC in Opelika, Alabama. Get ready to smile.
And welcome back here to Columbus High School. Ringgold leads 2-1 as we get ready to play the fourth set. Columbus, the number 3 seed, taking on the number 6 seed Ringgold. Both teams were able to win their matches in 3 straight sets coming into this one. Ringgold with a 32-11 record. Columbus comes in with a 31-18 record, but they went undefeated in region play. Ringgold did lose 1 game. Some of the top performers for Ringgold: Lauren Maloney, the senior, averaged 2.6 kills per set. Another senior, Alana Yarger, with 2.5 kills per set. Kaylee Carpenter, another senior, got 1.7 kills per set. Total blocks, Alana Yarger with 76. Kingsley Killingsworth, another senior, the libero, with 3.3 digs per set. So this is a heavy senior team by Ringgold. And Ringgold is going to get the serve. Ringgold, the Tigers, led by their head coach, Ashley Bourne. And let's get ready to play set number 4. Olivia Jackson is going to be back to serve this one for Ringgold. Watts, Parsons gets it over. Crane with a bump. Blocked and trying to dig it. It was Norrell, and Ringgold comes up with a point. And Jackson back to serve. Norrell trying to save it. Watts. Parsons with the kill. Columbus has got to respond in this fourth set, otherwise their season will be over. They got their backs against the wall, facing elimination. Crane sets. Watts with a bump. Sikora. Yep. Might be, that's going to be more than 3 hits, and they could not get it over the net. Columbus leads 2-1. Emma Sikora back to serve. Line drive coming in. Crane with the set. And that's going to be a point for Ringgold. On the kill is Alana Yarger. And Sadie Pritchard on to serve. Olivares with a bump. Parsons. It's too far. Oh, the ref is saying it was tipped. Yeah. It was originally called a point for Ringgold. The ref said it was tipped by a Ringgold player, and Coach Bourne wants to have a talk with the ref just to see what is going on. Columbus fans are happy. Sophie Din is going to be back to serve. Killingsworth with the bump. Behind the back bump, and Watts. Sikora. And Katie Shear gives Columbus a 4-2 lead. Columbus has got 3 state volleyball championships, 2007, 2013, and 2015, to add to their collection of many state championships, as that is going to be a point for Ringgold, to include baseball, golf, cheerleading. They have a girls basketball championship from 2017. Sikora. Sydney Hicks, it's blocked. And the bump. Trying to keep it in play. Sikora. Shear. And Shear gives Columbus the 2-point lead. Taylor Myers checking back into the game for the Lady Blue Devils. Olivares back to serve. Killingsworth with a bump. And that's going to be Maroney with the kill. Incredible play by Ringgold. And Kaylee Carpenter is going to be back to serve. Shear. Sydney Hicks couldn't get it over. And Ringgold just tied it up. Carpenter back to serve. Din with a bump. Sikora. Saving it is Shear. Shear with a bump. Sikora with a bump. And Taylor Myers, good dig, but that's more than 3 hits. Wells is going to check back into the game, and she is going to serve for the Lady Blue Devils. Ringgold's got to get it over, and they do. Wells with a bump. Sikora sets. Myers, and that's out of bounds. Very close. But that corner judge had the best look at it. And now Sadie Pritchard is going to serve for Ringgold. Watts. Sikora. Sikora with the kill. Good awareness. Where Ringgold had the dig, but it was just a deflection, and anytime you can control the deflection, you know where it's going, you're able to make a play and hit it where they're not. Katie Shear on to serve. Nice dig. They got to get it over, and they do, and that's going to go out of bounds. It's a game of inches in volleyball. Columbus has got a 2-point lead, trying to hold off Ringgold here in the 4th set, trying to force a 5th set. Ringgold wants to try to close it out here in set number 4, but Columbus leads 8-6 in the quarterfinal matchup on the GHSA 2A Volleyball State Playoffs on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And welcome back here to Columbus High School. Want to thank Coach Danielle McCoy, the athletic director, the Columbus Volleyball Booster Club, Marvin James from the GHSA, for allowing us to live stream this volleyball playoff game. Shear to serve, and it goes out of bounds. Lauren Maloney is back to serve. Shear, Myers, blocked. And Ringgold just tied up the game. Maloney. Norrell with a bump. Parsons. What a play by Kiera Parsons. Ringgold tried to go for the dig, but it goes into the bottom of the net. And now the libero, Jocelyn Watts, puts it in the net. And it's 9-9. Back to serve is Olivia Jackson. Watts with a bump. Sikora. Parsons. Crane sets. The bump. There by Wells. Kira Parsons. And that's going to be a point for Columbus. 10-9 is your score. Sikora back to serve. Getting it over. Just took a bad angle. Good job getting it over. Sikora. Norrell with a bump. Sikora sets. Parsons with the kill. Kiera Parsons with several key plays on that front line to give Columbus a 2-point lead. Sikora back to serve. Sikora with the ace. And Columbus has got a 3-point lead here in the fourth set. Sikora back to serve. Goes into the net. And back to serve is Natalie Crane for Ringgold. Norrell with a bump. Hicks. That's an illegal hit. Crane's got a chance to tie it here. It's Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Like the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Olivares. Parsons. Crane sets. Carpenter, the bump by Watts. Getting it over. Killingsworth with a bump. Carpenter. Nice dig by Watts. Norrell with a bump. Crane sets it. Nice block there by Olivares. Carpenter gets it over. Sikora, Sydney Hicks. It's on the line and a point for Columbus. 13-11 here in the fourth set. Sophie Din back to serve. And Din with the ace. Winner goes to the semifinals, which will be this weekend at Pope High School. And Din with back-to-back aces. Crane sets. Watts with a bump. Sikora. Parson, or Shear. Katie Shear with the kill. Ringgold wants a timeout. They trail by 5 as Columbus trying to get it to a fifth set. Back after this on the GHSA 2A quarterfinals on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And welcome back here to Columbus High. The Lady Blue Devils leading the Tigers of Ringgold 16-11 here in this fourth set. Crane sets. Nice dig. Trying to save it. And what a play. What a play. Killingsworth with a bump. Crane sets it. Nice dig by Watts. Olivares setting it up is Shear. Carpenter with the kill. And this Ringgold team relentless. Trying to close it out in here. They don't want to go to a fifth set. There's Alana Yeager back to serve. Watts with a bump. Sikora. Olivares. Yeager with a bump. Getting over is Jackson. Jackson, that's on the line. Olivia Jackson makes it 16-13. And Yeager back to serve. Watts with a bump. Sikora sets. Sydney Hicks on the line and a point for Columbus. 17-13, and Olivares is going to be back to serve. Trying to get it to a fifth set. Killingsworth with a bump. Jackson with a bump. Din. Sikora, Taylor Myers, the little floater. Call it the changeup. (18-13), Columbus on top. Killingsworth, Crane sets it. Good job there. Shear, Killingsworth, Crane. Setting it up. Maroney. What a dig. Myers. Taylor Myers gives Columbus the 19-13 lead. Killingsworth with a bump. Crane sets it. Blocked. Great job by Carpenter. Carpenter's going to go back to serve, trailing 19-14. Watts with a bump. Sikora. Myers. Good dig there by Carpenter. And that's going to be an illegal hit on Columbus. Ringgold trails 19-15. They lead 2-1. Carpenter puts it in the net. If you're Ringgold, you want to close it out here. You don't want to go to a fifth and final set. Anything can happen in a fifth set. Ringgold has just played fantastic in this quarterfinal. As Wells on the serve. Blocked by Sikora. I believe Taylor Myers was on that play too. We'll give Sikora the credit for the block. And Wells is going to go back to serve for Columbus. And they got to get it over. Myers with a bump. Sikora. Shear. Katie Shear gives Columbus the 22-15 lead here in the fourth set. Crane with a bump. Getting it over. Sikora. Oh, what a dig. How about that play? Killingsworth gets it. Sikora. Shear. Little change up. Got to get it over, and they do. Sikora. Myers. That's going to be a point for Columbus. 2 points away from closing out set 4. And that's going to be out of bounds. Sadie Pritchard on to serve for Ringgold. Team trails 23-16. Watts with a bump. Sikora sets. Taylor Myers. Killingsworth was able to get it. Gann. Sikora, legal hit. And Pritchard will continue to serve. And Pritchard with the ace. Watts, Myers with a bump. Shear, that's out of bounds. And Ringgold starting to make their comeback. And Columbus wants a timeout. We're going to take one too. Columbus leads 23-19 in set number 4 here in the GHSA 2A quarterfinals on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Imagine making your dreams a reality, achieving your goals and aspirations, and having a financial partner that understands your dreams never sleep. At Kinetic Credit Union, we're more than just a bank. We're 40,000 members strong with local service, personal connections, and a nationwide network. Leading-edge technology to help you make financial decisions easier, smarter, and safer. We are Kinetic Credit Union, the energy for your dreams.
Welcome back here to Columbus High School. 23-19 is your score. Ringgold on to serve. Sadie Pritchard. That goes out of bounds. Set point coming up for the Lady Blue Devils here in set number 4. 1 point away from forcing a fifth set, trailing 2-1. Kiara Parsons checks back into the game for Columbus. Katie Shear on to serve. Killingsworth with a bump. Pritchard blocked. Watts with a bump. Sikora, Kiara Parsons, and that goes out of bounds. And now back to serve is Lauren Maloney. And Lauren Maloney gives Ringgold the ace. Sikora. And Kira Parsons gives Columbus the fourth set, and we are going to a fifth and final set in these 2A quarterfinal matchup here on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Don't go anywhere. We will have a fifth set that will determine a winner that will advance to the semifinals.
Houlihan serves fresh, handcrafted dishes made just the way you like them. Juicy burgers, sizzling steaks, crisp salads, and shareable appetizers set the table for every appetite. Relax with friends, celebrate special moments, or enjoy a casual night out. Houlihan's delivers great food, great drinks, and great times, with 2 locations in Columbus, downtown at the Marriott Hotel and on Sidney Simons Boulevard at the Doubletree Hotel.
And it all comes down to this, the fifth and final set. This is what it's all about in high school volleyball, to determine who is going to advance to the semifinals. Will it be the number 3 seed Columbus trying to go to back-to-back semifinals, or will it be the number 6 seed Ringgold trying to pull off an upset here in Columbus? And by the way, they played a 15 even in the postseason. One thing that I looked at is previous playoff brackets. So anything can happen in a set 5. The Ringgold fans that made the trip all the way from North Georgia, they're excited. And Ringgold will start by getting the serve, and that will be Olivia Jackson. A fifth and final set to determine who will go to the semifinals. And Jackson back to serve. Watts with a bump. Sikora sets. Oliverdes! Columbus with an early 1-0 lead. And Sikora led the team with 115 aces. This is who you want serving if you are Columbus. And that's on the line, and an ace for Sikora. Wow, what a serve. Coach Bowen for Ringgold is shocked. That was a very close play. The corner judge called it. Sikora on to serve. Norell trying to get it, and Ringgold comes up with the point. That was just a hard play to try to return. And now Sadie Pritchard is back to serve for Ringgold. Hicks. Parsons gets it over. Crane sets. Yeager. The bump. Out of bounds. Pritchard back to serve. Norrell with a bump. Sikora. How about that play by Oliverdes? 3-2 Columbus. Kiara Parsons going to check back into the game. Well, actually, no, she checks out. Sophie Den is going to check into the game. And Columbus just trying to conserve some of that energy. Killingsworth with the bump. Crane sets. Getting it over, and what a play by Yeager. And it's 3-3. Got to play to 15 in the fifth set. Hicks sets. Sydney Hicks. That's Watts. And Oliverdes with the kill. Mariana Oliverdes, the senior middle blocker, gives Columbus a 4-3 lead, and she's going to go back to serve. Killingsworth with a bump. Crane sets it. Getting it over. Den with a bump. Oliverdes, nice block there by Younger. Parsons, Myers gets it over. Crane with the set. And that's going to go out of bounds. Columbus leads 5-3. Crane sets. And the kill by Lauren Maloney. And back to serve will be Kaylee Carpenter for Ringgold. Den with a bump. Sikora. Myers. Taylor Myers gives Columbus the 2-point lead. Wells is going to check back into the game for the Lady Blue Devils. But Ringgold wants a timeout. They want to talk it over. It's 6-4. We're playing to 15 in this fifth set here in the GHSA 2A quarterfinals on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you. Even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements last year, we treat you like you are our only patient. Your surgeon explains your joint replacement, so nothing is a surprise. Our team knows your treatment plan, and we work together to get you back on your feet again. That's why our hospital is recognized year after year as a leader in patient satisfaction and quality of care. Jack Houston Memorial Hospital. Excellence, always.
We are back here at Columbus High School. It's 6-4. Trying to get that dig. Ringgold comes up with the point, and they now trail 6-5. And back to serve is Emmeline Sink. Wells with a bump. Sikora. Shear. The bump by Gann, getting it over, and the kill by Lauren Maloney that ties it up at 6. This broadcast is brought to you by Glenn Smith Chevrolet GMC, Kinetic Credit Union, Coca-Cola, and the Houston Clinic. Watts with a bump. Sikora. Myers. Crane. Gann. Couldn't get it over. More than 3 hits for Ringgold, and it's 7-6 Columbus. Kiara Parsons set to check in. Columbus trying to get back to the Final Four. Katie Shear on to serve. Killingsworth with a bump. Pritchard. That's going to be on the line. Ringgold ties it up. Lauren Maloney back to serve for the Lady Tigers. Norrell with a bump. And Myers with the kill. That was right on the line. What a play there by Taylor Myers. 8-7. The libero, Jocelyn Watts, back to serve. There's the bump. Getting it over. Watts with a bump. Sikora. Parsons. They got it in. 3 hits. Oliverdes. The bump. Gann gets it over. It was blocked. Trying to save it, and it gets over. That counts. Kiara Parsons with the kill. Wow, what a play. Off the dig, and Columbus with a 2-point lead, and the crowd is fired up. 2-point lead for the Lady Blue Devils. On an incredible kill by Kiara Parsons. Watts back to serve. Pritchard. And what a play there by Gann. Ringgold trails by 1. And back to serve will be Olivia Jackson. Columbus leads 9-8 here in this 5th and final set. Trying to get to 15. Jackson to serve. Norrell. Oliverdes gives Columbus a 2-point lead. Sydney Hicks going to check back into the game. Sikora back to serve. Killingsworth. They got to get it over, and they're not going to. That's going to be an ace for Sikora. And Columbus now leads by 3. They got to get to 15. Sikora back to serve. Line drive coming in. Pritchard with a bump. Carpenter gets it over. Watts with a bump. Sikora. Parsons. Kiara Parsons. Putting it down. Timeout, Ringgold. Columbus leads by 4 as they try to get to 15. Winner will advance to the Final Four as you're watching the GHSA 2A quarterfinals on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
At Jack Houston Memorial Hospital, our focus is you, even though we performed more than 1,300 joint replacements.
Twelve to 8, Columbus leads here in the 5th set. All tied up at 2-2. Sikora on the serve. Killingsworth with a bump. Crane What a block! But it goes out of bounds, and Ringgold will get the point. As nobody touched it on Ringgold's side, so Ringgold will get the point, and they will get the serve. Back to serve is Crane. Watts blocked. And a huge play by Carpenter. 12-10. 2 big points by Ringgold as they try to make their comeback. Olivares with a bump. Sikora, Hicks. That's going to be on Columbus's side. That's 3 straight points for Ringgold, and they now trail by 1. And now Columbus wants a timeout. It's 12-11 here in the 5th and final set. We'll be back after this on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And we are back. Ringgold's got the serve. They trail by 1. Crane. Olivares. Sikora. Parsons. Crane sets. Hicks. Parsons gets it over. Norrell. Olivares, Killingsworth, saving it. It was deflected, and Ringgold just tied it up. 4 straight points by Ringgold to tie it at 12 apiece. Sikora. Olivares getting it over. Parsons with a bump. Sikora. Olivares hits it into the net. That's more than. And Columbus wants another timeout. 5 straight points for Ringgold. They lead in this 5th and final set, 13-12. Back after this on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
At Planet Fitness, there's strength in numbers. The number of different workouts to do.
1, 2, 3.
Different clubs to do it in. Friends to do it with.
Looking good, everybody.
Yeah, we are.
And the number of ways to recover from it all.
You got this, come on.
And it all adds up to one membership. The Planet Fitness Black Card. Access any location, bring a friend anytime, and recover in the Black Card Spa.
One more, everybody.
We're all strong on this planet. Planet Fitness.
Welcome back to Columbus High. Crane on to serve for Ringgold. Norrell with a bump. Sikora, Olivares, and a huge point for Columbus. Olivares needed that one to give Columbus a tie with Ringgold. And the next point is crucial because it could either be, it'll be match point for whoever gets it, but we could end up playing a 16. Dan on the serve. Crane sets, getting it over, and Ringgold just hit match point. Ringgold leads 14-13. You got to win by 2. Yeager is back to serve for the Lady Tigers. Dan with a bump. Sikora. Shear. Katie Shear just gives Columbus the 14-14 tie. And now Oliveridis will be back to serve. Killingsworth, Crane, sets, getting it. And Shear gets it over. Crane. And how about that play by Lauren Maloney, and now it is match point for Ringgold. And Carpenter back to serve. Dan with a bump. Shear. Hicks gets it over. Gann gets it over. Watts. The bump. Gann. Younger, and Ringgold is going to the Final Four. Ringgold, the number 6 seed, comes into Columbus, and they get a huge win to advance to the Final Four. What a game for both teams. Congratulations to Ringgold. And we got to name an Alex Quinney All-State Good Hands Player of the Game. And I think that there's one person that really comes to mind. It's by no question, it's definitely Lauren Maloney. She was fantastic in this one. But congratulations to Ringgold. They're going to the Final Four. Congratulations to Columbus. They'd had a fantastic season. They do have a young team coming back, and we had fun calling their volleyball matches on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. But that will be the final volleyball match that we call. It's been an incredible volleyball season. We can't wait until next year. But once again, Ringgold defeats Columbus in 5 sets to advance to the Final Four. Thank you for watching the broadcast, and we'll see you next time on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Have a great night, everybody.